the brand channel and research channel. So pretty much we competed directly against ourselves. And before that, I managed all the agencies. So I sort of had both hats.
Yeah.
I think the one obstacle is that if I was wearing my Vic hat here and I gave a proposal to Coca-Cola, and then I put on my Morar hat and gave the same, pitch also to Coca-Cola on the same brief, they look nothing like each other.
Yeah, indeed.
One is British Airways, one is a high-speed train.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're both getting you there, but it's not even the same vehicle of the way they approach it, the way they price it, the way they choose to answer a question. Not saying there aren't parts that overlap, but also understanding that the way a data collection firm that offers technology and a little bit of insight is going to take it from a research consultancy, it's not apples to apples.
And they feel different. If you're the client, they feel different.
Oh, totally.
And you've got psychological ways of connecting to those.
Part of that is two very different types of skills have tackled the same, a related problem from different ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's different because most people have started either in a market research business or in a fieldwork business. I look at it, having not really started in either, it's just a set of processes, and that one leads to another, and how far you take it, at one end might be consulting, and then you might have insight. I mean, these are pretty crap terms. Consulting, insight and advisory, I don't know, sort of research and guidance. Then you might go data and so on, and then you might go process field work, and then you might go respondents or whatever, and then you get design. Actually, they are related, but we have gone out into the market. The marketplace has developed in such a way that they're not.
And actually, if you flip it around 180 degrees, then if you think about it at a raw level from a client point of view, they shouldn't be thinking like that. Or even in terms of processes, they should be thinking, I have a decision problem. I can't make a decision because of X, Y, and Z. And therefore, you speak to a consultancy about insight, research agency about insight, data-driven organisation about insight. So it's almost flipping it around like that as well, in a way.
My vision for the business is that we can, ultimately, to Roger's point, we are all using the same processes. We're positioning it in a different manner. And what I would rather do is, rather than feel like we're coming from two different starting points, is it's a layered approach. So we always have, there are these stages within research, and basically we can offer the client, so stages 1, 2, 3 and 4 are always going to be there. We then decide if they only want to stop at stage 5 or if they want to go all the way up to 8 and 9. And it's what we layer on there.
And actually, depending on your context as the client on two sides, one, what your problem you're trying to solve is, and also what your actual resources are like.
Correct.
You go into different areas, you might not.
And this is a big internal challenge that we've got, is that there's a traditional mindset which we only offer a 9, and there's another one that we only offer a 5, and actually we may always do a 7. And that challenge excites me, because what we could have done if we stayed as a sort of house of brands approach is play the WPP game, which is we have 2 entrants on every pitch. We have the cheap entrant, we have the expensive entrant. Now, WPP is an interesting case study, maybe even more interesting than Facebook, but that's another story. What I want to ensure is that we have the brand in a position that a client can be receptive and understanding of the fact they can engage with us at a 5 and get what a 5 stands for and be very happy with us, or engage with us at a 9 knowing that's a 5 and more and be very happy with that. So I think one area
is that, you see, I think comparisons are useful. The one that I thought you guys mentioned before was GLG, where you could talk to them about just some data, or you could talk to them about actually getting something quite a lot more involved than that.
I think a lot of it's change management, and I think the hard part for me is when I sold something with researching out of the corporate channel, is telling them what we do really well versus what we don't do that you get from a full service provider like an Ipsos or Morar. It's almost explaining the differences between British Airways and Ryanair. They're both airplanes. One's got a couple more bells and whistles in certain areas, but ultimately you can answer the question in a ton of different ways throughout the life cycle of it. As you give less and more, you have to explain to people that are used to getting an answer in a certain currency what they're going to not get or get for a certain price.
I actually liked your British Airways versus high speed train analogy, because it's splitting the difference further in the way.
One thing that we have to stay true to is that whenever we're selling a 9, it includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We always include 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely.
And that's why if we can, the area, the reason why we're different to any other organisation is